So my name is Adeolu Akiyemi, and I'm a co-founder in Bitnob. I'm the one who is going to be sharing with us today and anchoring today's meeting on what you should know about cryptocurrency. Now, on behalf of the audience that is here, we have two kinds of people here today. We have people who have been following a journey on learning, who have opened their Bitnob wallets, who have opened their My Ether wallets, who have opened their Binance wallets. I've had a few people buzz me from the US who said that they are having challenges connecting with Binance because it's not working in their environment. And they've asked for suggestions on what else I can suggest to them. So today I want to just basically go over the background of cryptocurrency again, the things that are not going to be available to you everywhere on Google, but I can guide your thoughts so that when you search, you can find. Please, can you hear me loud and clear? Okay, somebody saying louder, people are saying they can't hear me. Okay, if you are here and you can hear me loud and clear, just type in the window there, I can hear you loud and clear. Some people need to increase their volume where they are. Because I have so many apps playing here, I try not to put my volume too loud so that you're not hearing many buzzes, here and there. But I will look at the volume again as well and see my audio settings to see if there's something I can do to make it even louder. I'm sure it should be louder, much louder now, because I've actually pushed up the volume. Okay, great. So if you're there, you're hearing me loud and clear. Good. Thank you very much. So today, we want to talk about the key things you should know about cryptocurrency. And it's a very, it's a very basic discussion to basically analyze what are the key things that we need to know about cryptocurrency. What exactly is cryptocurrency? So if I can push that question to the people here today, if I mention cryptocurrency, can somebody help me with the first thing that comes to mind? So cryptocurrency, what does it mean to you? What does cryptocurrency mean to you? In one phrase, in a phrase, what is cryptocurrency used for? What comes to your mind when you hear cryptocurrency? What was the first cryptocurrency? Is there any evolution of cryptocurrency? Good. So Temitayo Oguti says money. Somebody says digital money, digital currency. Somebody says Bitcoin. Okay, and that person Hannah says money. Somebody says unregulated means of exchange of value. Okay, what comes to mind is a complicated way to invest. Okay, good. I can see these thoughts. I can see a lot of digital money, e-money, and a variety of those things. Yes, cryptocurrency is those things, but cryptocurrency is more than those things. Somebody says a medium of storage of value. Okay, very good. Digital coins, financial assets. Okay, I'm going to try and break it down a little bit today to just give us an extensive view of what cryptocurrencies are about. Somebody says digital currency of the future. Okay, very, very exciting conversations, very exciting things we are listing here, and it is interesting to note. Okay, very interesting thoughts, virtual currency. I can see that most of our thoughts about what cryptocurrency is about money, is about currency, is about digital money, is about store of value and those kind of things. So today, I'd like to broaden our perspective a little bit so that you can see what cryptocurrency is all about. And see what exactly it is. Now, one of the things that you probably will come up with when you look at some of the documents I've seen that have been issued by the government is a lack of understanding of what cryptocurrency is. And they've compared it to gambling. They've compared it to strictly investment. It's been compared to a variety of things that shows, okay, that there's not sufficient clarity about what cryptocurrencies are, about what their use cases are, and about the pros and the cons. Of course, there are cons. Every good thing has bad uses. Every bad thing has good uses. I remember the stories we heard about when the internet came and how some people struggled with, is the internet good or is it bad? There's going to be pornography on one hand, and on the other hand, there's going to be Google. I know for how many years we had arguments. There's a particular sect, a religious sect, if you allow me to call it that believe that televisions were totally useless. And there's somebody who thinks television can be used for world evangelism, and somebody thinks that television can become a distraction to their children. And every generation, whenever innovation is made, whenever things are created, whenever new things are birthed, there will always be these conversations trying to say, what, is this good? Is this bad? Is there a good use to this? Is there something of value here, or is it totally negative? Is this something that we should be wary of? And of course, that conversation happens to cryptocurrency as well. And I think it's important today that we look around and say what exactly is cryptocurrency all about? What can it be used for? And what exactly is it? Now, of course, many people today, by virtue of the conversations that we have in the documents from CBN and the resulting conversations that are taking effect, have been zoned to think of it more as assets, exciting assets, if you call it, or traditional, they add more to traditional financial assets. Some people trust cryptocurrencies as reliable, some people don't. Some people see it as a means of exchange. We've shared those kind of thoughts. But there's something very interesting, that is a technology behind the concept of cryptocurrencies, which is called the blockchain. Somebody says a part of the blockchain technology used in storage of value and building different programs. Okay, so it's getting more exciting. Now, the blockchain technology is an innovative technology with very distinct characteristics, which basically include it's generally what we call a ledger. It's a ledger system that basically ensures that information and data is decentralized in such a way that I do not need to trust you before I transact business with you. It's what they call a trustless system. So the system already has trust embedded in it because the ledgers are kept by all parties and the ledgers are transparent. What that means is I can transact with you and be able to transparently see all the data available to you and to me, and whatever it is that we're exchanging or whatever it is we're doing can be done across borders, can be done transparently, can be done in a transparent way, because we have a ledger that is distributed to all the parties that are transacting. So, and this becomes something that is applicable to a variety of industries. And there are many use cases. There are many things you can use this for, from gaming to healthcare to a variety of uses. And I'm going to talk about a few of them and just basically share a little insight into, okay, so how does this work? How does this work, and how can we make a little sense out of this? So today, cryptocurrency can be used in a number of ways. And the fundamental concept, okay, I like what the OD put there, is a distributed ledger. Yes, it is. It is a distributed ledger. So essentially what the blockchain is I like a terminology that they've used to describe it. They've called it the internet of value. And what that basically means is, what do you do on the internet? On the internet, I can put information and then you can go there and read the information. What am I sharing on the internet? I am sharing information. I am sharing access to my services. I'm basically giving you a place to go and find out more about different things. So on my website, you'll find out the things that I write. On Google, you can search for other websites. On different websites, there's information provided, and it is distributed and connected. So the internet is a network of information. Now, the blockchain has been called the internet of value. Some people have opined that it is internet 2.0 or 3.0 if e-commerce is 2.0, and then so this will be 3.0, and basically saying the same way information is shared across the internet, value can be transferred across the blockchain. So the blockchain becomes a distributed ledger that allows people to exchange value. The very first one was Bitcoin. Bitcoin was in 2008 by a group or an individual codenamed Satoshi Nakamoto, and they designed a white paper to define exactly how this will work, exactly how Bitcoin will be mined, how many Bitcoins will we have ultimately, what the mining process will be, how will there be proof of work to create more of those Bitcoins and to mine more, and how will this be used to rescue the world then from the financial crisis that they were having. And they were saying this is going to be the future of money. And many people have attempted to do different things with digital currencies before, but none has been successful because of all the key parameters that they had. But somehow with Bitcoin, whoever put it together, the team that put it together, actually did a fantastic work. I think the concept of miners being rewarded, the concept of defining demand and supply, the concept of ensuring, how it is divisible. A lot of the parameters that put into Bitcoin actually make it possible for it to become something that grows over time, becomes becomes something that everybody wants to begin to pay attention to and is curious about. And then, of course, after Bitcoin, very quickly came other tokens as well. Like you have Ethereum, who takes what Bitcoin, the digital ledger concept, a step further into having what you call smart contracts. And today is not when I want to go into too much of that discussion. We're going to have panel discussions where we can talk more about smart contracts, how they work and all that. But I'll just basically, in very lay terms, to ensure that as many of us can understand as possible, the concept of smart contracts, let me allow you to see my face very well. The concept of smart contracts is as basic as two of us can agree that want to do something. I don't need to have anybody enforcing you to do what you're supposed to do. If it's on the blockchain and we have a smart contract that binds us together, the moment I do what I committed that I will do, value will be transferred from you to me without your choice. Because what we have binding us together is a distributed ledger and then a smart contract that is able to recognize when I've added the value that I committed to and is able to take value, currency, value, something that is actually has monetary value from you and pay for my service. And I'll give you an example of how this can be utilized. So an example of where you can utilize this, for example, is let's look at the UK. So in the UK, for example, you have speed limits, cameras everywhere, and everybody has a bank account. So my bank account and my BVN number, for example, or my whatever ties my bank account together, is a distributed ledger that the banks have access to, that the governments could have access to, that everybody has access to. The speed limit cameras are showing there. A very good application of the blockchain will be such that there's a speed limit for every area. The moment I go to a particular area and I go beyond that speed limit, there's a fine I'm supposed to pay. That fine does not require me to go to any police station or go anywhere for the money to be deducted. In a perfect blockchain system that is already designed with smart contracts, the moment I exceed my speed limit, the camera takes my picture, identifies my unique key, logs it to my account details, debits my account for the fine that I'm supposed to pay, and then my life continues, my account is reduced, and it was because of the speed ticket. And that speed ticket is lodged somewhere in my ledger, so that in the future, when I commit that offense again, if there's a price for second offenders, it will be already listed on my own ledger, my history, and then because my account is tied to it, I don't need to, what this will do is basically limit the work that police and law enforcement agents are supposed to do, because contracts that exist between us as we transact society are smart. That's an example. Another example is land registry. So today I want to buy land. And one of the biggest challenges I have when I want to buy land is this land authentic? Now, of course, what we have today is a centralized database at Alausa. If you're in Lagos, there's a centralized database at Alausa that has the history of every land transaction that has happened in the last 60, 50, 60 years. So I can go and check the registry to find out this land, has it been bought by somebody else before? What is the history of this land? Can I buy this land? Does it have any encumbrance? Is there anything that is standing in my way of buying this land? I need to go and check in Alausa. I need somebody else is playing pranks with me. I may find out something that is not true. I may not be able to dig to the bottom of it, and I may buy land that does not belong to the person I'm buying from. When you put this on a blockchain, for example, you have a distributed ledger system where I don't need to go anywhere to find out who bought the land, who transferred the land to you, what is the history of this land, how did it get to where it is today, how did it get to your own ownership, and then I can know that the person who is talking to me is the person who has a right over the land. I can buy it, and the moment I buy it, it gets transferred to me, and the money gets transferred to you, and it is recorded on all our distributed ledgers. And guess what? I've done the transaction. Everybody knows that the owner of this land is now this new person. We don't need Alausa anymore. What else can happen? Another very good place where you can have blockchain and cryptocurrencies begin to function is in wills. Okay, why does somebody need to die? Do we need to call a family meeting and call a lawyer and call different people together before the inheritance of the person that died can be transferred? Why can't we have a smart contract that ensures that the moment A happens, B happens. The moment B happens, C happens. And because it's on the digital ledger, ownership changes, everything goes back to where it's supposed to be. Interesting, isn't it? Now, so that's how the blockchain works. The blockchain is a system that ensures that there is, so one of the key elements, and there are a number of elements. One of the key elements is the ledger. that basically keeps the record. The ledger is first of all decentralized. It means everybody can have access to it. Then there's value. There are smart contracts, and then there's value that moves around. And then, of course, in order for that value to be real value is how cryptocurrencies were created. And my very simple analogy of cryptocurrency is the token in a game shop. So, for example, if you took your kids to a place where you wanted to go and play games, for example, when you get to the game place, you will take the money you have with you, and then you will buy tokens. And when you buy these tokens, sorry, please, are we still together? If we are still together, you can hear me loud and clear, and you are following. Can you just type in that chat box, yes? Let me know I'm not talking to myself. Okay, great. You're understanding what I'm saying is making sense to you. Okay, great. So the concept of cryptocurrencies is I go to this game center. I want to play games with my kids. I want to get there. Instead of using Naira to buy into each game, we actually buy tokens. We buy a set of tokens. We buy like 20 tokens. And then each game, each slot machine, each game requires that I use a token. Now, the currency for transacting value in the gaming ecosystem is that token. Now, the same way, because there are different blockchain applications and there are different communities around different blockchain applications, it is sometimes necessary for each blockchain solution to create a token. And the cause of this token is basically ensuring that there's a way to reward people for the value that they add, or there's a way to reward people for what they are doing within the community, for the service they render, for the value they give, for obeying the terms of the contract, whatever it is that is being done in that place. Some people are being rewarded for it, and that reward, because it becomes a store of value, can be something I can use to transact. Now, some of these tokens have different applications, and that's cryptocurrency. Some of them can be, store of value, so they can become assets. Some of them are stable. So you have stable currency that you can just basically use in exchange. Their values don't change. Some of them are relatively stable, but they also grow a bit and grow from time to time. They have different applications. So you have Ethereum, you have Ripple, you have Doge, you have Celsius, you have Nexo, you have Compound, you have, you have OMG, you have, FXF, you have FXR, you have different tokens for different that operate within different communities, have different use cases. You have BNB. One of the things that is distracting me seriously in this meeting today is that BNB, that was at some point in the last 1 year just $6, $7, is currently over $100. And what is BNB? BNB is the community token of Binance. So what is Binance? Binance is an exchange. It's a cryptocurrency exchange platform that basically allows you to trade various currencies, but they have their own token, which they use for all the people in that community, over 1 million now, to say, if you hold our token, whenever you are doing a trade on our platform, you can enjoy a discount. So that cryptocurrency becomes the token for the people within the BNB community that use it to be able to reduce the value of their charges when transacting within that community. And that token has the capacity to grow as it becomes scarce, as people make demands for it, and it becomes utilized for a number of other things. And then, of course, one of the new innovations within the blockchain space is the concept of DeFi, of decentralized finance. So essentially playing seriously within the finance space, there's a look to say, what, can we distribute the ledger of our finance as well? Can people begin to have things that look like fixed deposits? Can people begin to stake their tokens and earn interest? And there's so much happening in that space. So today, very quickly, let us dig deep a little bit into the cryptocurrency discussions and say, what are the use cases that are possible with cryptocurrency? And then you'll find a variety of things. And this list is not exhaustive. This is just a little list I've put together for a small discussion today on what cryptocurrencies, what the blockchain is, and what cryptocurrencies can be used for. So you have international payments. Okay, and probably one of the ones that will worry the central bank will be top on their list, because our country is in a place today where we really need to be in control of all our currencies in order not to ensure that inflation doesn't rub badly on the naira and naira doesn't get seriously devalued. But guess what? Reality is we are getting more remittances coming in than what is going out. So it probably pays us if we open our borders to be able to receive a lot of forex as well. But international payments is something you can see. blockchain provides a way for people to securely and efficiently create a tamper-proof log of sensitive activity and makes it great for international payments. It makes the transfers a bit cheaper, and it's almost a no-brainer. You can explain this to Mama Risi. You may not be able to explain to Mama Risi, but essentially somebody is abroad who wants to transfer money. In very simple terms, the person can basically change their money in dollars to Bitcoins, send it to somebody here, and the person here will be able to move it to somebody else who needs Naira and then give it to Mama Risi. In that simple, without Western Union, without worrying about the heavy bank charges. It can just be within the community of users that transcend nationality. International transfers can technically happen on the back of cryptocurrencies. Healthcare. Okay, what is healthcare and how does healthcare really work? And how does the opportunity become available within the healthcare space? Healthcare, if you understand how it works very well, is usually a function of medical data. Okay, so you want to be able to, somebody comes to the hospital, you want to be able to know what is their history. Are they diabetic? Do they have high blood pressure? Are there tests they've done before? I don't just prescribe. As a doctor, you want to diagnose before you prescribe, and that means you need to understand in detail what the person's history has been. Now, that's where the blockchain comes in, because the blockchain offers you the opportunity of a distributed ledger, okay, that basically says all the data about me for my doctor is available to every other doctor that needs to be able to pay attention to me. So, of course, the blockchain can offer hospitals significant security benefits so that hackers are not able to attack decisions because of the high value and the range of the data that they store. So one of the things you have with the blockchain as well is that there's an encryption. The whole concept is around cryptocurrency of crypt. There's an encryption that makes it difficult to hack, makes it difficult to know. If you want to shroud some things in secrecy, you can within the blockchain space. So of course, people are using, how do I use this technology to ensure that the data health records are stored in such a way that patient care can be improved, it can facilitate progress towards medical discoveries, ensure the availability of medications, allow the whole world and our places around to be able to collaborate together in ensuring that we can solve quick global problems like COVID-19. So it can in the same breath increase data privacy, at the same time increase accuracy and give access that ensures better care. Okay, I'm sure you've heard about the concept of internet of value. Okay, internet of value is beyond just the internet of information, to say, you know what, and I'm sure you've heard concepts about internet of things, of all devices, televisions, ACs, everything beginning to work basically connected on the internet, connected to some kind of Wi-Fi, and then there can be a token metrics that ensures that my AC can be the one paying for my lights based on certain activities. My TV can be the one ensuring that my internet is up to date. Very crazy, future, interesting stuff if you sit down to pay attention to it. But essentially, in the internet of value, individuals can instantly transfer value to each other, negating the need for middlemen, eliminating third-party costs, making sure that service can be rendered cheaply. And there are many projects, there are many tokens. There's a particular token I got involved in at the time called, I think if I remember the name correctly now, maybe it's Inc. Basically saying that, there are lots of people who want to add value, who want to run services. How can you work for somebody else internationally and get paid for the work that you do? Can we code? There's a particular token, experty. That's the name. So experty, for example, says, you know what, we're putting together a community of experts on different things. You can offer your value and you can be rewarded with expert tokens. And these expert tokens, because of the supply limits and the value and the demand over time, this is the value we can get from it, etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, so whether it's about the internet of value, healthcare, website monetization, governance, real estate, gaming, charity, store of value of assets, these are a variety of use cases that are possible for cryptocurrency. Now, I'll tell you something. As exciting as all of those are, the truth is many people are particularly excited about the fact that just less than a year ago, one Bitcoin was $3,000, and today it is about $46,000. Many people, trust me, are excited about the fact that you can have a little that grows into much in time. And over the course of the last, 11 years, there has been an astronomical increase and growth in the value of some cryptocurrencies. Of course, some have tanked, And so, of course, I don't blame the person who says this is speculation and gambling. There will be those dimensions of it, because sometimes you have tokens that you call pump and dump. They launch it, they pump it, it dumps. That's all. Okay, so of course, usually for people who want to go into this space, one of the things you want to look at are, what are the use cases? You know, who are the people who are buying it? What is the future of it? What exactly is going on? What are the dynamics that surround this, either as a store of value, as a means of exchange, as a reward for a community, whatever it is that is playing, you want to understand it and see how it plays. Of course, the most popular, the first, is Bitcoin. And that's the one that has demonstrated over time, you know, that these things, if they are properly designed and properly done, have a future. Okay, and Bitcoin has not ceased to be the rave. Bitcoin currently still controls more than 60% of the entire capitalization of the cryptocurrency space. And today there are over 1,000 different cryptocurrencies. There are over 1,000 different cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin still takes more than 60% of the market share. So there's no running away from Bitcoin. There's no saying, no, I'm interested in Ethereum, or I'm interested in Ripple, or I'm interested in, dots, or I'm interested in Polkadot, I'm interested in this. Bitcoin still has the significant share of that market. And it means if you want to do this as an asset play as well, it is only wise that you have a portion, a good portion, more than 50% of your portfolio also kept in Bitcoin. Because guess what? As soon as institutional investors begin to load it up and it becomes something that people are beginning to play in at the big levels of people like Elon Musk, and you have institutions, you have today, there was something that came up from the mayor of Miami who said they're looking at taking Bitcoin into their portfolio. There are companies that are currently storing some of their value within Bitcoin as well. It means it's something that the demand will increase on, and guess what? The value will go up. So if you are building your portfolio, and this is a lesson I learned myself in a rough way, playing with so many other smaller tokens and neglecting the space and the value that Bitcoin should have, has robbed me of the opportunity of becoming mega wealthy now in physical cash. I'm very, very wealthy in knowledge, trust me, and in experience. But I'm not as wealthy in physical cash because in my portfolio balancing, I didn't put so much value on Bitcoin to basically compare it to the share of the market that it held. So I'm going to advise you, I'm going to say, if you're looking at this from an investment point of view as a store of value, there is a good way to do it. There's a smart way to do it. And that smart way to do it is a way that you have on Bitnob. So for those who I'm teaching in class, and the class continues tomorrow at 7 o'clock, maybe we'll come online to do it as well so that you can see the screens. I can share with you and show you how this is done and how you can make value from this. But let me share this with you today. The reason why Bitnob catches my fancy so much is because if it is trading, I have traded. Okay, I have traded. I have traded on different platforms today. I was looking at some of my trading wallets that I've kept over the last 4 years, and I've seen things like Coinin, I'm seeing Hobby, I'm seeing Cos, I'm seeing Bittrex, I'm seeing Cobinhood, I'm seeing Vinchain, I'm seeing Bitfinex, I'm seeing Coinbase, I'm seeing Nexo, I'm seeing Bilaxi, I'm seeing OKEX, I'm seeing HybridBlock, I'm seeing IDAX, I'm seeing BitMEX, I'm seeing Bitbox. These are places where I have traded in times past. And guess what? I don't think you will make the most value by trading. The people who have gained the most value from this are people who have learned not to have weak hands, but who have learned how to hold. I'm sure there are many concerns in your mind, like how am I going to be able to play in this space with this thing that CBN is saying? What CBN is saying, or what the effect of what CBN is saying is, you probably will not be able to participate with this via the normal conventional ways of being able to go to an exchange, pay to a bank, and get this value. But guess what? Long before these exchanges got comfortable coming to Nigeria, people have been playing in this space. And because the whole blockchain community, the blockchain space, and the ecosystem around the blockchain has a lot to do with communities, one of the things you must realize is that this will continue to go on. It may begin to get the banks outdated, because if something is moving in a particular direction and the world is really beaming in a particular direction, anybody who does not, match with those trends will find themselves run over or done away with. And unfortunately, personally, I believe that what this policy does is that it ostracizes the banks from a future flow that is happening, and countries that are sensitive, that understand the direction of the trends, are not putting themselves against it. They are saying, how can we gain value from this? The reason why we are third world is because when first and second world were moving, we're probably at the back. I think the way we'll ever be able to change that trend is when we are able to identify trends and ride them when every other person is still second guessing whether this is a good idea or not. Unfortunately, even the places that you think they are already structured, they're already developed, they should be the most worried, have found a way to ensure that people like Elon Musk can publicly be declared yesterday, for example, to have bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, and nobody is shaking. SEC is on SEC records. Nobody is making a noise about it, because individuals are still allowed to do whatever it is they want to do with their monies. What will just be the people that will lose are the people who are not able to offer the value because the Apex Bank has limited their capacity to play in the field. So what I want to advise is there's a way to trade, and I'll teach you how to do that by God's grace. There's a way to hold, and that's where Bitnob comes in. Because what Bitnob does is Bitnob gives you an opportunity to play in something we call dollar cost averaging. And dollar cost averaging is such an amazing delight, because what dollar cost averaging does is you do not have to have the worry or the concern about, can I trade? Am I buying high? You're not supposed to have the sleepless nights worrying about, how am I going to do this and ensure that I'm not asleep when the market turns. Okay, what Bitnob does for you is Bitnob gives you an opportunity and a platform that says, you know what, you don't know how to trade, you don't want to trade, you don't have to. All you need to do is be willing to buy consistently. Okay, all you need to do is be willing to buy consistently over a period of time, and based on your willingness to buy consistently over a period of time, you can have tremendous value. You can have tremendous value created for you because you are buying gradually. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So dollar cost averaging is where Bitnob comes in. And in case you're worried, how do I dollar cost average with Bitnob? Based on the fact that the banks have been removed, I can no longer tie my card, CBN has busted all of this. How will these things be? I'm going to share with you how that works very quickly. Okay, so for some people yesterday who are complaining that they couldn't find their Bitcoin wallets in Bitnob, I'll explain to you why that happened, and it has already been solved. Now, the reason why that happened is because if you are not transacting with your wallet, there's actually something that limits how many wallets you'll have addresses based on, do they have money in the wallets. It's just pointless to keep on opening more and more wallets without any of them transacting any value. But we found a way around it, and everybody who logs into their wallets now, whether you have transacted before or not, will find your wallet. In case your first transaction is for you to receive and not to give, then you have a wallet. Okay, but how does DCA work? DCA says, you know what, rather than trading, and how to trade is very simple. How to trade is when my Bitcoin goes to 10,000, when my Bitcoin goes higher, because Bitcoin is rising, I sell it to dollars. I wait for the Bitcoin to come down, and I buy it with dollars. Now I have more Bitcoin. When it rises again, I sell it to dollars, I have more money. Okay, that's trading is a very simple way. I'll break it down tomorrow to show you how that really works. Do a few demos so that you can see and learn. But what DCA does for you, dollar cost averaging says, you know what, don't sell. Just buy a little. I saw somebody's post yesterday, and the person said, today I now have one full Bitcoin. And he said, what I've done for the last 3 years is that I've invested $50 every weekend. I've invested $50 every weekend into Bitcoin. And today I now have a full Bitcoin. And that full Bitcoin is what? Is $47,000 at this very instant. Now, what exactly did the guy do? The guy did DCA, dollar cost averaging. Basically mean have a schedule that makes you buy from time to time. Okay, have a schedule that makes you buy from time to time. Now, let me show you something very interesting. If you are still here, there are two ways to communicate. You can communicate with the panelists by addressing panelists, or you can communicate with panelists and attendees, and that one will be seen by all. All will see what you send to panelists and attendees. So if you want to make it interesting, I want what you want to share to be shared. Somebody says, I can now find my wallet. Yippee. Good, you can now find your wallet. Now, what I'm going to teach you today is how do you fund your wallet. It's your wallet. Okay, Bitnob is an American company, but you can fund your wallet from here, and I'll teach you how you can do a little of that today. If you are interested in playing in the space and you want to use dollar cost averaging. But let me show you very quickly what the dollar cost averaging looks like. Okay, so this is a dollar cost averaging page. This is courtesy of Bitnob. So if you want to check this website out, just go to dca.bitnob.com, dca.bitnob.com, and you'll find the information there on dollar cost averaging. Hold on 1 second. Dollar cost averaging. Let me ensure that I can see your comments so that I do not leave you off on your own. So if you come here, for example, and I like to give this example. This is my example. My example says if I have $1, okay, and I'm putting in $1 every month. If I start putting in $1, and forgive me, I like this. So if you have watched me do this before, you don't get angry. If I put $1 in, if I had been putting $1 in Bitcoin, $1 every month since 2010. If I've been putting $1, I probably would have put in a total of about $129 today. If I was putting in $1 every month, and I was putting it since July 20 till date, guess how much I will have today? Based on this calculator, I will have invested $129, and then I will have had $2.7 million today. My $1 per month, which will be $129 now, will be worth $2.7 million in Bitcoin if I had been doing it every month. Isn't that mind-blowing? Okay, is that not mind-blowing? Now, if that is mind-blowing or not, it's mind-blowing. Now, let me tell you something. If you cannot see your wallet ID, so anybody who's doing their wallet IDs now, who's doing their wallet now, will see their ID immediately. If you cannot see your ID, just send your username to customer service and say, I cannot see my wallet ID, and it will be fixed for you within the next 24 hours. Okay, that will be resolved in the next 24 hours. So if I was putting my $1 per month away since 2010, today my value of Bitcoin will be worth 2.7 million US dollars. Now, $1 per month is not what anybody here will not have been able to do in the last 11 years. Okay, so the question is, from now for the next 10 years, what are you willing to do? I tell people, imagine I increase it to $10 per month, which is still very much within the realm of reason. I will have had $27 million today if I held and I did not buy. Okay, if I held and I didn't buy, all I will have been able to do, very simply, I'll have had $27 million today. I don't know if I'm the only one whose mind is blown. Someone said about it like, oh yes, it works. This works very well in Nigeria. The reason why we're saying is dollar cost averaging is because what you are doing when you buy Bitnob is that you are using your Naira to buy Bitcoin in dollars, and you are buying it at a frequency monthly. It can be weekly, it can be daily, and it can be mind-blowing. So for example, let's imagine that I was putting in $1 every day. Okay, and there are people who can do that as well. If I was putting $1 every day, of course, by now, all I will have been able to do, I will have been able to save. Can I project for the future? I can't project for the future because I don't know what the price will be in the future. But I know what the price will be at every point. I know what the price is now, and then we can look at the past and say that the best prediction of the past is the future. So if I was putting $1 on a daily basis till today, I will have put in $3,800 and I'll be worth $80 million today. So, you can basically play with different frequency over different spaces of time and see what the effects could have been and how much value you could have had today based on the investments you have made. What are we saying, ladies and gentlemen? We're saying dollar cost averaging allows you to be able to not use money that is life-threatening, not take away your children's school fees, not use your rent to do this, but do this with small amounts of money. You can set aside a little very regularly, and it can be the reason why you would have a fortune to take care of a number of things in the future. If institutions, if high net worth individuals, if the richest man in the world tells you that he has already put about 1.5% or 1% of his own portfolio in this space, then 1% of your portfolio may not be bad to put there as well. So ladies and gentlemen, this site here that I'm using is dca.bitnob.com. If you want to download the Bitnob app, just go to App Store or Play Store and look for Bitnob app there. Look for the Bitnob app there, and then you can download it. Now, I'm going to show you very quickly. Today is about what you should know about cryptocurrency. Okay, what you should know about cryptocurrency. So today, I've shared with you all the various possible use cases. There's a lot more. I will top up on that in the days to come. And then, how do I fund my Bitnob wallet? I want to share that with you very quickly so that I can get a little insight into how that will work. Okay, how that will work very quickly. So if you want to ask questions, put them in the Q&A. I'll look at your questions in the Q&A and I'll be able to help you attend to them. How do you think Nigerian crypto sector will evolve? Let me just answer this one. Based on the instructions of local banks to close accounts tied to crypto platforms and operations. How big of a deal is this? It is not so much of a big deal. It's a big deal, but it's not such a big deal, because what it does is it has removed the enablers. It has removed and disempowered the enablers. So companies like Luno, like Binance, and like Bitnob, and like different companies will begin to look at how do we want to play in Nigeria. Do we want to move out to Dubai and allow Nigerians to deal with us from there? Do we want to move to Ghana and allow Nigerians to deal with us from there? Or are there other ways? The truth is, the regulatory agencies can regulate their licensed players, but individuals who want to buy whatever they want to buy can buy whatever they want to buy from anywhere in the world. The problem is, I'm asking, are we allowing people to move capital away from Nigeria, or do we want companies to come into Nigeria and allow capital to come into Nigeria? I think those are questions that the agencies will need to answer in the days to come. But my take is, it doesn't really stop anything. It is driven around communities, and communities will continue to find ways of interacting with each other and ensuring that they can exchange value. Meaning, for example, if you're selling groundnuts, I can buy groundnut from you. There's no legislation against it. Something I find very ridiculous is, if you compare it to gambling, why are the betting companies not outlawed? But because people are allowed to do whatever it is they want to do. So, but essentially, I'll say that it would add some restrictions. It probably will popularize the concept. People want to know more, because now they say people shouldn't take it. They want to know more. Is it harmful? Is it detrimental to their health? Or is there a way they can go around it? And I'm sure people will find ways to go around the things that they want to go around. So very quickly, let me share something with you and show you how this works. I want to show you my Bitnob wallet. Unfortunately, I was going to load a test app, so I moved this to the back somewhere. But I'm going to take us back into it now. I want to share my phone. Let me see if I can share my phone with you. Trust. Yes, I trust. Good. So this is my phone. You can see my phone in your screen, and I have my Bitnob app here. I've already downloaded, so I can log into my Bitnob app. Sorry, I don't want to assault you with my earnings. So let's go to the wallet. So for example, this is my Bitnob account. And in my Bitnob account, when I could use and connect with the banks, I could easily, load my USD wallet. So I can pay Naira and I can load it from deposit here. And I have my Bitcoin wallet here. So I have a Bitcoin wallet here. In my Bitcoin wallet, if I want to get my address, I basically click receive. And if I click receive, it will show me my wallet address. So anybody here who is generous and wants to send me money, you can just send me money into that wallet, so that I can receive. You can see what it looks like. If I want to give somebody, I'll just basically send to them as well. And if I have your wallet, I can send to you. I'm sure somebody in this class, I can transfer dollars as well. If I want to send dollars to somebody, I just need to know your username. If I know your username, I can type your username in here and send you some money. Is there anybody who wants me to send them some money today? Let me have your username. Please, once we have 10 usernames, stop, because I'm going to send only to the first one. Someone says, I'd like you to try with mine. Okay. Olamiji is here. Okay, I've got you now. Okay. Okay, great. So someone said I set my investment plan to daily, but it has stopped. It will stop because of the regulation. The cards will not pull anymore. That wouldn't work like that anymore. No, please don't send anymore. Fine. I think I've had enough. I'll randomly transfer money to somebody, and I'd like the person to just say I've received. Once that is done, Let me see if I want to send here. Let me pick a username. Let me see. Let me roll it, or let me just look for the first so that I'm fair. Okay, I have Olamiji here. Okay, and I want to send Olamiji $1. I want to send Olamiji $1. Okay, and my note is firsts in class and listening. Okay, and I say next, and he's asking me, should I proceed? Fees free, and I say proceed. Okay, and it is successful. So Olamiji, please can you refresh your account and let us know if you have received $1 or not. Okay, let's know if you have received. You can send a comment very quickly and say I have received. Okay, received, good. So it works that fast. I can send from my wallet, USD wallet, and I can send my Bitnob wallet. Now what's going to happen in the days to come is this, very simple. I'll just go over this very quickly and then I'll take a few questions. We've already run through our own way, but I'll just quickly take a few questions. Someone says I prefer this Zoom class to better WhatsApp. It's better to follow up, no problem, not a problem. So very quickly, what we're doing now is, if you want to fund your wallet from in the days to come, it will be via vouchers. So if you look at your wallet here, and forgive the numbers you're seeing here, they are real numbers. Basically shows you how much I invested in Bitcoin, or in my DCA. This is my DCA sample. So basically, I'm putting in a little, putting a little, and then based on the little I've put in, different values. I have gained 215% return on investment. Today's Bitcoin value is 47, and even though what I've invested is 1,380, I now have $4,000 in this place. Okay, so this is dollar cost averaging in action. How did I get here? I got here by taking a plan. So I came to plans, and I have recurring plans. And I have a plan for children's school fees, for example, that basically says I invest $50 every month, monthly, and I'm doing it for 12 months, and it's going to close in January 31st, and I'm putting $50 towards it, and the total value I want to use the money to do is to pay for my children's school fees. That's an example of what I'm doing with dollar cost averaging. Now, before now, how did the plans work? The plans worked by basically linking to my bank account cards and basically taking the $50 from there regularly. Right now, you will not be able to do that right now. So Deborah, for example, who is saying, I couldn't do this. If you want to be able to reach support without chatting, you can send a message to support@bitnob.com. Okay, thank you very much, Barakat, for sharing that. And guess what happens? Subsequently, what we're doing, kicking off from this week, is that there will be a voucher which you can buy from all over the place, from different vendors. It'll be available through different agents. You can buy this voucher, and you can load your voucher. You can redeem your voucher here. So there'll be a code for the voucher which you can put in inside this place. And once you put the voucher in and you click redeem, the value of that voucher in dollars will be loaded in your USDT wallet. And then your plans can take money from this wallet on a monthly basis, weekly basis, or daily basis. And when you see that the money is going low, you can top it again with another voucher, and you can begin to use this voucher to top up as we progress. Now, I need you to get this. So if you are here and you just got what I just said, let me know that you got it so that I don't belabor it too much. If you got it, just type in that chat box, I got it. Okay, if you got it, type in the chat box, I got it. If you didn't get it, I'm going to go over it again. Okay, someone says, I got it. Someone says, I didn't get it. So I'll go back again. So this is an example of what the page looks like. Today, the first thing I want to do when I come here is I want to create a plan, because that plan is how my DCA works. But this time around, I don't want to create a plan because my cards are not likely going to work. So there's going to be a voucher all over the place. And this voucher will be with various vendors, various agents. These vouchers can be used for different things. Okay, the vouchers can be used to buy different products. They are gift vouchers. But we're going to make sure that these vouchers are redeemable on this platform as well. So all you need to do just come here is come to voucher. Your voucher will have a number, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, once I click continue on that voucher, if the voucher is a $100 voucher, $100 will be loaded in my USDC wallet. And then when I do my plans will be taking the money from that amount of money I loaded to create my plan. I can load $1,000, I can load $5,000. I can now use the money I have. If I have somebody else who wants to buy dollars from me, I can basically send my dollars to the person and collect naira from them. So I don't need to go to the bank. I can go to other friends, other people within the community who are willing to exchange for me so that I can use it to build my plan. Simple and straightforward. Worry everywhere around Lagos, everywhere around Nigeria, we're going to be building a community. We've already started building a community already. We're going to have a robust community of people who can, give value to each other like this. It's a P2P agent network. Basically saying from friends to friends, we can do this and we can build the infrastructure of it nationwide. And by virtue of this innovation, we can actually do this globally as well. So somebody in the US can represent for US, somebody in Germany can represent for Germany, somebody in Dubai can represent for Dubai. Okay, so that makes it work. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. And that is live. It's technical live tonight. I was going to come and do a few demos here tonight, but we don't have enough time. So possibly tomorrow, we're going to do the demos tomorrow, and it's going to be all over the place. We have a group that we are going to be partnering with as the agents for Bitnob. So you're going to be able to get vouchers from them, and they are currently available in every state in Nigeria. And because this is online as well, you don't even need somebody physically located where you are. Just need somebody connected to where you are so that they can offer you value. So the person that is helping to service you in Nigeria, maybe in London, and that works very well as well. Okay, so you can fund your wallets from these vouchers anywhere in the world. We just need an agent in that space, and that city will be activated. More on this later. Let me not talk too much about this. More on this later. So let me just take a few questions quickly. I'll take 10 questions, and then we'll rest it for the night. Then we'll be done.
Hello.
Yes, I know.
Hi, Adiolu. Thank you so much. This has been such a very educating and eventful webinar. So Adedoyin says, what's the difference between a major all-round cryptocurrency like BTC, ETH, and a token like BNB? So what's the difference between a major cryptocurrency and a token? That's his question.
Okay, so they are all cryptocurrencies. Token is just a way. They are all tokens, and they are all cryptocurrencies. So BNB is a cryptocurrency as well. I just try to give you the community around which it operates. So, of course, BNB today is not only in Binance. If you go to OKEX, you find BNB there. If you go to Bilaxy, you find BNB there. If you go to different exchanges, you find BNB there, because the community of users of BNB have transcended Binance as well. So they are all tokens. The token concept is just easy to use to describe cryptocurrency. Is why I use tokenization as a way to show you there's a community. They recognize it as value. They are willing to exchange their naira or their dollars or their currency for it, and they know that in that community, this is what we use to enjoy certain benefits. So there was a comment that Elon Musk made today. He said he didn't buy Bitcoin. That he said he cannot say he bought Bitcoin. He says he just moved his USD to Bitcoin. That he didn't buy, he moved. Basically he's just saying, look, it's value. I want to keep my value in this format. I can take real estate and move into land. I can move from land and move into different kinds of asset classes. And what he did was move. So they're all the same.
Okay. Thank you. Let me see. So I can see that most of the questions here are from people who, they've tried to use the Bitnob app, but they don't understand it. They have a problem with their Bitnob wallet. They can't deposit money. So like Adiolu said earlier, there is currently you cannot fund your wallet directly because of new CBN regulations and policies. However, Bitnob is going to be rolling out a solution to solve that soon. So if you are still having problems with getting your wallet ID, please, there's a question mark sign that you would see when you open up the Bitnob app. So if you click on it, you can chat directly with online support. However, if you still cannot reach support from within the app, you can just send a quick email to support@bitnob.com. I'm going to type it out now so that you can see support@bitnob.com. So you can send all your issues to them, and I'm very sure that they will answer you in like as fast as they can, because we have 24/7 support. Uh, all right. So, okay. So IK says, can I use Bitcoin in a different wallet to buy vouchers? Adeolu, do you want to take that? I don't really understand that question.
Can you use Bitcoin in a different wallet? Yes, you can. If the agent is willing to collect and accept it from you, yes. So all the details about what you can do and what you can't do on the platform, there will be FAQs available. I will be rolling out this week, so you can watch out for that. So you can, so that you know what can I do, how can I deal with this. Either you want to use Naira, you want to use Bitcoin, whatever it is you want to use, the vouchers will be available across board, and you can use that. Somebody can use, can I use the refer and end tab? Yes, you can. The referrals are basically points today. We're giving points, and you can look at those points as a prelude to the possibility of some kind of token economy as well. But today we're giving points for people referring their friends. If somebody refers you, get points. If your friend that referred you gets points, the person that was referred gets points as well. Okay, so I think, I don't know if Barakas, you're still there. I want to just do 3 more minutes and go. So the top priority questions, I want us to close.
Yes, that works. Let's see. So I think you already answered Martin's question. Martin said, how do you think the Nigerian crypto sector will evolve following CBN's instructions? I think that has been answered previously. Okay, so someone here doesn't understand the DCA concept. Oladiran says, but with the price Bitcoin is, this DCA concept will not amount to anything significant, as $10 can only buy a very insignificant fraction. What do we do in this case? It seems only the rich can maximize this now.
Okay, so let me just combine a few of those questions together, and then we'll be done. So very quickly, does the socialized phenomenon of crypto is the key reason why Nigerian government is against it? No, I think the real problem is the fact that Bitcoin it's quite censorship resistant, and what that means is because of the encryption, the sender of bitcoins and the receiver of bitcoins can be anonymous, and that leaves room for terrorists and leave room for people whose identity they want to hide. But you can want to hide your identity to do good, charity. You may want to hide your identity to do bad. Maybe you want to fund end SARS in a way that the government doesn't like. But I think the real deal here is not there are different cryptocurrencies, and the gateway, unfortunately, there's one gateway, major gateway is Bitcoin, and you are not going to change people's morality based on the tools that they have access to. So I think the real drive there is because of the anonymity and the kind of censorship resistance. Decentralization is a good thing. It's a very good thing because it allows you to be able to deal transparently and to be able to have the facts without having to ask questions. How will it evolve? I think we already answered that question. To say, look, the evolution will be around communities. It will mean that the banks will be sidetracked. People will not be dealing with the banks directly in doing their transactions. They'll be dealing with their friends. The banks will still get a little of it, but they will not have the data to understand what is going on in their system. This DCA concept, it says it will not amount to much. It will, because guess what? If you look at the DCA calculator, $10 every month for the last 10 years will have made you a millionaire in dollars. Reality is, if these tokens are still going to grow in the future, even if what you have is $10, it can still amount to much. Here's what I recommend. What I recommend is the concept of DCA is what you can do sustainably. Do what you can do regularly. You know, some people are very excited. They see that it's going wild, and then they want to take all their life savings and put inside. And then it goes down, crashing, and then they want to take it out. And then as soon as they take it out, it begins to go up again. And then they want to join again, and they join late, and then it becomes to come down. Before they know what's going on, they've lost their money. I'm saying don't do it that way. Put in an amount that will not shake you, that you can afford to regularly just top up on a regular basis. Have different portfolios. Have a portfolio for DCA. You can have a portfolio you want to trade with as well. Whatever it is you're doing DCA with, hold. HODL, hold on for dear life. Okay, and then hold and hold and hold, and it can become valuable. And you can look at the DCA calculator to see what the numbers could have been if you go to $100 per month, if you go to $150 per month. If you see my own wallet, I didn't do anything in that wallet. It was $50, $10, $1 that I did that wallet. It's been over the last 6 months. I've not done more than $1,300 on that wallet, but it's worth $4,000 today just by doing it gradually. So I don't think it's for only the rich. I think anybody who wants to, who wants to do this and be consistent can enjoy this as well. I don't know if we need to take any more questions tonight before we leave. Or do we just close it for today and then we'll continue tomorrow at 7?
Yeah, I think the questions the questions are exhaustive. If you have any more questions, you can chat with us on social media at Bitnob Official, or send an email to support@bitnob.com. Thank you so much to everyone who has been a part of this tonight. This has certainly been fun, and I learned a lot as well. Thank you, Adeolu. So if you enjoyed this, please just leave a thumbs up emoji in the comment section so that Mr. Adeolu can be impressed and excited as well.
Okay, so thank you very much, Barakat. Some people are asking for their pins already, their vouchers, and the rest of them. Please, I'd like to encourage you, make sure you're in one of our groups. You can be on the Telegram group. You can be on the WhatsApp groups. I know that I have access to like 3 WhatsApp groups now, the ones that we're doing training for, the ones that have been carried along for the last few episodes. We have a Telegram group as well. We're going to use all the groups. Please plug in into all of those groups. We have a group that we're currently working with, that we have history with, who have been stockists in some things that I've been involved in the past. They're our first port of call for agents for this enterprise. So the opportunity for agents will be open as well. We need as many agents as are interested. So all of that will become live soon. But in the meantime, it's been fun sharing with us. The Telegram link, I think, is Bitnobles, t.me/Bitnobles. For those in the WhatsApp groups, you know the WhatsApp groups already as well. And for those who are in the WhatsApp groups, we'll create the link there. We'll create a few more links. I want us to create as many groups. I know that Telegram can take, Telegram groups are 99,000 people, but I know that many Nigerians are not very, very active on Telegram. Many people are still on WhatsApp. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Telegram groups. We're going to have WhatsApp groups. And the idea is, yes, one WhatsApp group can take 150, but we can have 100 of them as well. And that's 200, that's 200, that's 25,000. What am I saying? That's 200. If you have 100 of 250, that's 25,000. Yes. And we can have 25,000 and can ensure that every information we want to pass across is around community that this is built, and we can be able to reach our people in the various ways we want to reach them. So I'd like to say thank you for everyone for showing up today. It's been my pleasure sharing with us.